Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Mask. I'm your host, Sarah Joy, your friendly neighborhood interrogator turned clone, helping you get to know who the person is behind the screen name. Tonight, we're chatting with Dustin. Also, you may know him as Dustbuster on the Discord server here, and you may know him from Greasy Panda Games. Hello, Dustin. How are you?
Doing great. How are you, Sarah?
Oh my goodness, who's your dog? I see your dog in the background.
Vader.
Hi,
Everybody.
Vader.
Up.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right, everyone. So tonight we're talking to Vader. Dustin, it's been
Yep.
fun chatting with you. It's
Oh
all
yeah.
all about the puppy
Yes,
now.
boy. Yes,
Oh,
boy.
are you the best boy?
Hi.
I'm waiting for my dog to
Okay.
pop up and
You
be
want
like,
down?
"I'm the best boy." What are you talking about? Vader's
Um,
like, "I'm out. I'm out."
he'll
So
pop onto his bed eventually.
that's wonderful. Tell us about yourself and tell us about your dog.
I'm kind of a jack of all trades in life at this point.
Excellent.
Uh, yeah, I've been five-star dining, mechanic. I work in medical and welding gas distribution right now.
Oh, cool.
I've worked in manufacturing, building backpacks, which was a really hard job to leave. And then I've
Wait,
had
did you
such a
say
smattering of
medical
other things.
distribution building backpacks?
Sorry, I probably talked too fast again.
No, no,
Uh,
no, you're
I
good.
currently work in distributing like medical, beverage, and welding gases.
Uh-huh.
And then I have also worked in. One second, there we go. I have also worked in manufacturing, building backpacks.
Oh my God, that sounds so cool.
Those two, in fact.
Oh,
And
that's
the red
really
one
cool.
is a medical pack.
Okay, so it did have something to do with medical. All right, I was trying to keep that straight in my mind. It's been a long day for me, so
Me
we're
too.
gonna get this. We'll get through this together. We'll get through this together.
Woo!
Um, the backpacks is super cool. I'm gonna put a pin in that, and
Yes.
we're gonna go to, friend, do you game?
um, Horizon Zero Dawn, Halo,
Maybe a little bit.
Boba Bear.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I game a little bit.
Game a little bit, game a little bit. And
Uh,
RPG, have you ever done that before?
no, not once. Sorry. Yeah, of course I do. I love the Star Wars system. I've
Mhm.
done a little bit of D&D. I want to play Delta Green just because it seems fun and it would be hilarious to see me fail at that because of how my rolling goes.
Oh, are
And then
you Will Wheaton?
Will Wheaton.
Yes. Have you heard of Will Wheaton's curse? Will Wheaton rolls low and rolls more natural ones than anyone else other than maybe me.
Ooh, Josh could probably attest, as could Sammy, that yes, that is indeed generally the case.
Excellent, excellent. We should play a game together.
Oh yeah.
It would be absolutely excellent. I'm
Thanks,
here for
Josh.
epic fails.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, that I think that's why I enjoy the Star Wars and the FFG system so much is there's
Mhm.
very much a fail forward aspect that's really fun. If you do fail, oh, but I have seven advantages because I didn't roll a single success. What shenanigans can I cause with that? How can I mix up the scene? So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So let's get a little more into that. So we just jumped into it, everyone. Um, Dustin also runs is a part of a partnership. Partnerships legally can be multiple people. Fun fact for taxation there. Um, with you mentioned Josh and Sammy. We talked to Sammy not too long ago. We've not talked to Josh yet, but what tell us a little bit about Greasy Panda Gaming, and then I want to go back to the Fate system in a little bit.
Okay. So, Greasy Panda Gaming is in, this is probably its third rendition,
Okay.
but I started. I'm just going to grab a folder here real quick. This might be readable. That's my garage
Greasy
logo.
Panda Garage. So, does this go back to the mechanic thing that you had mentioned before, and maybe why they
Kind
let
of.
you work with medical gas?
Yeah, so long story summed up. Years ago, discovered I do a lot of fun things that people have a hard time keeping up with because I'm terrible about keeping records and taking photos, stuff like that. So, friend and I were BSing in the garage, and I had been filming a lot of like drifting cars events,
Cool.
autocross racing, hill climbs,
So just
weird
add
projects in the garage. Or
videography.
yeah,
Hmm.
added videography, started filming it, ran a YouTube channel semi-successfully until the Great Purge a few years ago. Um, that was when YouTube kind of cracked down on a lot of car stuff, especially how to fix things yourself.
Oh, I didn't
Um,
know that.
yeah, it was a little bit of a thing that had happened. So everything kind of disappeared then. As everybody knows, I'm cursed with technology, which also makes me a great beta and alpha tester for software and hardware.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Cursed with technology. Okay.
cursed with technology. So I started the YouTube channel, Greasy Panda Garage. Um, the idea came. It was something I wanted to do. I didn't have a great name. I had a bunch of material ready to go. When I was moving, a friend and I were setting up my little one-car garage at the time with a
Hmm.
workbench elevated high enough that I could fit a truck underneath of it backed in because I had very limited workspace. We were workshopping ideas, and because I had Vlad, who was the big panda here,
He is
um,
adorable.
yeah, he was just like, well, what about the panda thing? Because everybody saw Vlad and assumed that I really like pandas, which, okay, I do. But he said it in the garage because we were talking about dumb ideas. He was talking about Gas Monkey Garage, who everybody who's ever watched Throttle Channel, something like that. I don't have TV,
Hmm.
I'm bad. But
I don't either. It's okay.
yeah, so there was Grease Monkey Garage. I was like, it'd be kind of cool to work something like that in. And he was like, well, you're blue collar as hell. Sorry, language.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Um,
Mark's gonna yell at you.
that was my one.
That's right. Strike only.
Yeah, but he just said Greasy something Garage, and he was like, wait, Greasy Panda Garage, GPG. And I was like, oh, yeah,
Perfect.
that's fun. And then I did
Yes.
brakes on his Ranger a couple months later after I had moved yet again to where I live now. And he was just sketching and drawing, and he came up with the hand drawn logo that I just showed everybody.
Oh, that's hand
And
drawn. That's really good.
well,
That's adorable.
another friend who's a graphic design artist digitized and
Mm.
is working on the rest of the logos.
Oh.
So yeah, then Josh, I had terrible experiences with D&D, but Josh had got me to go to a mutual friend's house and play the Star Wars role playing system with my very first character.
Hmm.
Uh, and it was fun, really fun, because it was a narrative dice system, so I didn't have to do math. And then it kind of took off into he did a year-long campaign that was really fun. He left for military stuff, and
Hmm.
I was holding down the fort. So I started leafing through his copy of Edge of the Empire, which is still sitting on my bookcase in not the
Josh,
best
just in case you
condition.
want to know where it is, it's over at Dustin's house. Dustin, continue. We like
So
to
Josh
solve
is
lots
also
of
my
tokens.
roommate.
Oh, Josh, if
He's
you would
right
like to
behind that
know where it
closet.
is, just go into his room and take it. We got this.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I ran a couple of fun scenarios. A couple people that are listening may have played my Merktown scenario, which is a fun session zero. It's a little too sandboxy, but that's for a tabletop discussion sometime. Um, but yeah, we got to playing a game. I met Sammy. She ran me through a actually really fun D&D session. Secret of the Lighthouse or module or something.
Hmm.
And we got to talking. Josh and I had been talking. Had just built him a computer that he could game on and got him a decent recording set
Hold
up.
on. For everyone who's counting, yes, we can add like the mechanic, the videographer, and the computer building. Continue, continue. We're going to keep a list of your skills in this. Apparently, we're going to make you a resume.
Oh, I would love that. I'm always
There you
updating my
go.
resume. So that took off. We kind of had the discussion and jumped right in. Sammy was willing to run the first module, which was the Forgotten module.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a riot of a time so far. We needed a couple more players, so I threw the call out, and Sam Emery from Starbirds also joined us and is one of kind of the founding members at this point.
I love it.
And yeah, it's been great fun. Our focus is Star Wars. There are other systems we would like to play with, and hopefully we are going to get into those in the next couple of years.
That's awesome. Have you all released podcasts yet, or YouTube, or other streaming things?
I have not re-released anything for YouTube officially. Another side of Greasy Panda Gaming is I can't give the names on this, but I've been part of 3 different gaming communities that did function in the Pro Series circuits. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, sleep is a thing I'm not familiar with. But
no, sleep is for when you're dead.
Yeah, so I have streamed on YouTube and still do on occasion when I'm playing different games. That also led in a very long roundabout way to I helped with the Redwall games with Soma Games recently.
Cool.
And I
Tell
think
us more about this.
the third game in that series, is out now. So I can actually stream it and have the story told, but I helped alpha and beta test the second and third games, and I got into that because I saw the first one, Redwall being a huge thing from my childhood. I loved the books. So anything Redwall that I ever saw that there was a chance to hop on, I did it. So yeah, saw it in Steam, joined the beta program there, was invited to do even more with the Soma team, and have streamed directly for them a couple times. It's really fun being part of a community that does that. They have a mobile app that's basically telling a story, but it's those old, like, do you do this, or this? Make that selection.
My God, like Zork. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. You're gonna have to share that in the Behind the Mask chat after this.
Oh,
Don't worry about it now. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love those.
Like I said,
Drunkle Garage and I grew up on that. Yeah. I like it. So that is awesome. Okay. I have a lot of questions that just came out of that. One being, where did you get Vlad?
Oh, should I tell this story? It's not that bad.
No cussing though. Mark gets angry at us.
No cussing. Had found out that I was allergic to cannabis years and years ago. Just was around the secondhand smoke, had a weird outbreak. That's what it got traced back to. So we were going to get my medical stuff, my zinc cream or whatever, the steroid cream, at Costco. We're rolling through, saw for $35 or something these giant, he's one of those jumbo bears, but panda, obviously. Threw him in the cart because I was there with a couple of friends, and you do silly stuff, and I decided, nah, I actually want this. So he was rolling around in the cart, and he had these 2 paper bags of all the various creams and meds I had to go on to take care of my outbreak. And somebody had made a comment passing by us about how kind of risque it looked. And somehow Vlad the pill-popping panda came from that, and then we shortened it to just Vlad.
He's since recovered, everyone.
Yeah, so he has been my co-pilot for many a drift event. Sideways Saturdays is a Googleable one that you might see me in a little black sports car ripping around a track, and if my passenger window is down, you can see Vlad hanging out in the
Oh my
passenger
god, I
seat.
love that.
Yeah, he just kind of became this funny. I road trip places, and I'd throw him in the passenger seat and bring him along. It
He
was
counts
just
for the
this
HOV lane,
ongoing
right?
joke. Say again?
He counts for the HOV lane, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Perfect.
Uh, Funny enough, I did get pulled over in California once for using that lane because I had him in a back seat. I had a friend in a panda suit in the passenger seat, and a bunch
Okay.
of other people in similar costumes and suits throughout the minivan we had rented. And an officer pulled us over thinking I was trying to get away with it with a bunch of toys. So that was a real fun interaction. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
was gonna say, how'd that go?
Oh, it was great. Um,
How many pictures were taken, or was this before cell phone cameras?
I don't think it was before cell phone cameras. We're just terrible about all this stuff.
I'm disappointed in the officer having once
Oh,
done that job. I would have been
they
like, I'm going to need everybody out of the car, and I need a picture of this.
yeah, they I believe had it's at least something from their dash cam.
Nice,
So
nice. Oh
it
yeah,
might be
because
out there.
it's got to be. It's got to be because you're not telling this story without video for sure. Oh my gosh.
No.
Did you get a ticket?
Yes.
Oh,
I was
fail.
wearing I don't even remember what suit I had on. It might have been yet another panda suit. Oh no, I had a Ewok costume ready to
Okay,
go.
okay. Hmm.
So yeah, I was wearing that without the head on while I was driving. I don't remember why we were doing that, and I really should.
I mean, if it's these are similar adventures to mine. And why would you remember why you were doing it? You were doing it just because you were doing it. I love that. Oh my gosh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so that is Vlad. I would like to go back to the drifting. That's something that, all of us who grew up in the Fast and Furious franchise, we've
Yes.
dreamed of doing this, right? What got you into that? I'm not going to ask you where you do it because I don't know if where you do it is legal or not. Who
It
cares?
is.
It sounds awesome. Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, where do you do this at? Where can we see this at?
If you get on YouTube, you can look for Drift 406 is one of the pages,
Uh
and
huh.
then you can look for specifically the keywords Sideways Saturdays and
Okay.
or and I think it was at Yellowstone Drag Strip. So there was a drag strip. They let us use their parking lot, which is
Hmm.
huge because you've got big cars with trailers. And we would set up cones, kind of like a slalom race or autocross is the other thing they call it.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And we would go drift through a preset course in cones that couldn't really hurt your vehicle. Made a really cool friend who was a semi-professional race car driver, essentially, who was helping
Okay.
organize those events.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yeah, my dad was a mechanic. I've been ingrained in car culture since I was a wee lad, so it just kind of came naturally. Going fast, burning up tires, and having a place to legally do it was
That's
great.
awesome. That's
And I'm
awesome.
very much in favor of safe places to do that.
Right, 100%, because people are going to do it anyway. Let's do it safely.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Is the Yellowstone, say it again, Yellowstone
Drag strip,
drag strip?
Billings,
Thank you.
Montana.
Are you in Montana?
I am in Montana.
Oh, friend, I've been to Montana. I used to live in Western Nebraska.
Ooh,
Yeah.
as I throw water all over myself.
I was trying to sip. Wow. Say that 5 times fast to sip slowly. So I did not do the same. I just played a character yesterday that enunciated everything that they said. So I think I'm going the complete opposite way today.
Hmm. I've been working on that for characters lately.
Enunciation?
Well, enunciation and more so cadence. Trying to
Ah.
change away from my natural cadence.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
hard, isn't it?
it is, especially me. I'm a very fast talker, and
You're
yeah.
doing wonderfully right now. My brain is just not processing anything over like 3 miles an hour, so don't worry about it. You're coming across really clear. So yeah, that is awesome, friend. That is awesome. So all right, back to the drifting. I wanna talk more about the drifting. It's so cool. So
Okay.
like you grew up in car culture. Your dad was a
Yep.
mechanic. Was he like shade tree mechanic? Was he working for one of the major companies, something
He worked
else?
for Chevy. He worked at GM dealerships
Nice.
for most of my life growing up.
Mm-hmm. We had
Um,
an uncle who worked for Chevy too, I think. One was Ford,
yeah,
one was Chevy.
and then he
Great
runs
job.
his own personal shop now. We built
Oh,
that
fun.
my junior year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
and he went into private practice as I graduated. So
Nice.
I still run out. I help out at the shop there. Since I quit mechanicking professionally, I still go turn wrenches there. I actually went to Hennessy Performance in Sealy, uh, Texas,
Oh,
about 2 hours
nice.
west of Houston.
Uh-huh.
And I went to tuner school down there for high performance automotive.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
I'm I'm gonna make an assumption here. Do you work on your own car?
I refuse to let anybody else work on my car.
Okay, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. That's impressive. K White is
Yes, Josh,
very excited
cars.
about that. Cars. Oh, okay. You know what? We all have a hobby. It's like people don't realize they're nerdy about so many different things. Like we all have our own version of con. For you, it's your drag strip there, getting to go out there. Also, I would assume regular cons, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
getting together with your friends and going out and doing the thing you love. For sports fans, they love dressing up and painting themselves, like their favorite sports character and going out. We do it all the time. Going to Comic Cons and dressing up as our favorite. Yeah, jocks are sports nerds. Drunkle Grog summed it up nicely as our
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
thing. So like I love that. I love that. I'm a huge fan of subcultures and like the different communities that arise in them. And I'm really glad to hear that there's a community that supports that out there and that provides a place for that.
Yeah.
So
And
that
it
is,
kind of spreads from Montana across to kind of Oregon and Washington. There are
mm-hmm.
a few different racetracks and things that we can go to and do things in the proper environment, and it's great.
That's so cool. Yeah. See, if we create proper environments for things and provide people with outlets for their artistic and or need for speed expressions,
Oh yeah.
we can all coexist. It's wonderful. I'm just saying, I'm got a little preachy there. Skip skip over Idaho. you know,
One of
Idaho.
my favorite tracks is in Idaho. I think they
Oh,
got
there
shut
we
down
go.
recently though.
Oh
State
no.
Line Drift
Okay.
was a really fun spot, but
Sweet. Now we're all going to show up to a track local to us, and I'll show up in my Scion XA with 277,000 miles on it and try to drift it. I don't know that people will be super thrilled, but it sounds
that's
awesome.
front wheel drive, so it would be
Yeah, it is.
impressive to do.
Oh, yeah. We
Use the
could do
ripstick
something with
or
it.
get real good with the weight transfer. It's
And just
doable.
go in reverse. Drunkle Grog says in reverse. So I do drive
Yeah.
really well in reverse. So things that we've learned. That's awesome. That's awesome. I want to talk more about like we'll get back into the gaming and stuff, but like
Yeah.
backpacks. How in the world
Backpacks.
did you get into backpacks? It's I found out purse making is a thing that people can do, normal people can do recently. So
Oh,
like
it's fairly simple,
backpacks.
I think. Um,
Apparently.
wow. So I had a little bit of sewing experience. I did scouts growing up, got my eagle.
Hmm.
There I have the sewing
Oh,
merit
just casually
badge.
drop that. Add that to the resume, someone. Eagle Scout.
That's
Continue.
in there. In Montana, I think it's a little more common than a lot of places because there's not a whole lot of other things to do.
Yeah, my friend
And if you
Russ
were
grew up half the time in Montana. He is also an Eagle Scout.
great, good people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so had to learn some sewing there. Obviously used backpacks. We did a hike in the Grand Canyon one year for a big venture crew, Boy Scout venture or group camping trip hike, week long.
Nice.
And I learned how to set a backpack up a little bit better then, still not
Mm-hmm.
technically correctly. But
Okay.
yeah, backpacks started there when I was even younger than that. I did a little bit of sewing with my mom. I think she still has a couple of unfinished little bags you could build that look like a bear or something. Put a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of other things in it. Um, so yeah, mom taught me to sew as well. And then I was getting burned out in the automotive field working at dealerships, not doing go
Mm-hmm.
fast stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Josh had gotten back from his deployment, and my other friend Tyler had told me about Mystery Ranch backpacks, which is where I worked until last week for the
Shameless
last few
plug.
years.
Yes.
And
Do we
they,
do
yeah,
we like
shameless
them?
plug.
Are we to
It
go
was
buy
so hard to
backpacks from
leave,
them? Oh.
especially right at the end there. They were treating me very well. Just
Mm-hmm.
it came down to I got thrown a significant offer financially
Oh,
that,
and you got to take it. You got to take it right
yeah,
now.
left on good terms,
That's awesome.
completed a
So
couple
we'll
big
all buy the
projects.
backpack.
It was great. They're great backpacks. You are paying for the quality when you pick up a Mystery Ranch backpack.
Worth it.
And it's an insane standard quality. But now that I understand them, I get why they tout being the best load bearing backpacks in the world. That's their
Mm-hmm.
one of their taglines,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a firm believer. I
That's
own.
awesome.
Well, I'm gonna do a camera tilt.
Do it.
There's a few backpacks up there. That's
Couple
solid
backpacks up there.
backpacks.
We saw some. Oh, it's solid backpacks.
Yeah,
That is
there's
all backpacks, my friends. Also,
probably 13 up there
I'm
right
gonna go
now.
out on a limb. Did you make that loft?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I used to sleep up there. We had another section out so that we
Uh-huh.
could fit the podcasting setup where I'm sitting now with another desk. And that was set up right before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, COVID happened and everything went remote. So the setup changed. And I moved my bed back down because climbing a ladder to get in the loft is.
That is something you
Uh,
do when you're 18
yeah,
or
the
12.
dog was fine with it, though. I could just pick him up, set him up there, and he'd hang out.
I love that.
And I have no idea where he went. Yeah.
He says he's chilling. He says he's chilling. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. So,
Growing up in Montana, you end up being very handy, especially I didn't grow up in town.
did you ever watch the Red Green Show?
Yes.
Okay. For those of
We
you
had
who have
6
never
channels and Red Green was on PBS late at night.
yes. Yep, that's so Drunkle Grog and I grew up in the middle of the country in Ohio back when it was the country. So we have similar experiences.
Right?
You get very good at lots of different things.
I
And
still
the
carry
Red
a
Green
roll of
Show.
duct tape everywhere.
Yeah, I think I have 5, like maybe 20 feet from me. So, and definitely in my car because if there's anything Red Green taught you. But it's if they don't find you handsome, at least they find you handy. So if y'all have not had now I'm getting my Southerns coming out here. If you have not had the chance, 14 years down there, it comes out every now and again. If you haven't had the chance to see Red Green, I highly recommend it. I feel like I'm going to speak for Dustin as well and say he also highly recommends it.
Oh, yes.
He is a national treasure from Canada and just
They
teaches
have
you
a
everything you
website
know
where
about
you
life.
can
Do they still?
join the
The
little
Possum
club.
Lodge.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can join the Possum Lodge and get all of the show on a DVD set now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I know what I'm doing immediately after this. Sorry, friends. We're gonna cut this short. I've got to go to the Red Green website. I'm just kidding. So, yep. Yeah. Okay. I know everything I need to know about you now, my friend. Kindred spirits here.
Would you like me to do a quick run through of all the other GPG variants?
Ooh, yeah. So I was actually gonna go back and ask you what got you into. Oh wait. GPG variants. You mean like possibly you're doing business as other than Greasy Panda Garage, Greasy Panda Gaming. What else do we have? Greasy Panda Grafting,
So, Josh, did you say graphing?
grafting.
I'm
I
gonna
mean
add
like
that to the list.
taxidermy, but not.
Just gonna write that one down yet, real
Sure,
quick.
sure. You're welcome.
Um, it- Greasy Panda G word. As we come up with funny things that might be fun to add, I've just been adding new channels of it to our Discord. But
Smart,
I'm gonna
smart.
click over to that real quick and just read the list top to bottom and give a brief
I like
blurb.
it.
So, Greasy Panda Garage is the originator for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Greasy Panda Gaming is, excuse me, Greasy Panda Gaming is all the video games, streaming, podcasting, and then also working with a couple of different companies on playtesting games and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Greasy Panda Gourmet, because Josh and I cook a lot, so it was a joke originally. Now,
I
thanks
like
to
it.
another friend, I have a camera and I am planning to do some short videos, probably go to YouTube. I'll finally break down and make a TikTok potentially.
Nah, why?
And throw Greasy Panda Gourmet out there for that.
Mm-hmm.
Greasy Panda Gats. This is one of the controversial ones that got me in trouble on YouTube previously. I live in Montana.
Mm-hmm.
We're blue collar and rednecks. We like to go out in the middle of the field and like shoot a frozen watermelon for fun.
Right,
Stuff like
right.
that.
That's my
Firearms.
neighbors do that as well. So it's
Yeah. Grew up around also amateur armorer because it just all falls under the doing things with hands. So, but Greasy Panda Gats is all of the gun related shenanigans. So I've got a customized CZ Scorpion I built, and
oh nice.
just all kinds of stuff. The next
Right.
one is a very fun one, Greasy Panda Grog. Uh, Josh came back from where he was deployed, introduced
Mm-hmm.
me to kvass, which is
Okay.
like 1% table beer because it's safer to
Ah,
drink
okay.
than the water in a lot of countries.
Right, right.
Like, yeah,
Oh, we got a spelling too. KVASS.
yes.
Extremely Slavic. So kvass.
So he made some and it was all right. Then I
Mm-hmm.
made a batch with beets, and he got me champagne yeast for my attempt. And then I found
Mm-hmm.
out I could carbonate it using that by priming it when I bottle, because I really
Uh-huh,
like
uh-huh.
fizzy things, and it's what allowed me to kind of just largely kick my soda habit.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, that's so fun.
so that kicked that off. Valhalla, the local meadery, had opened up, and I love mead. So then I
Mm-hmm.
started making mead, and it just took off. I'm always brewing something goofy, usually a mead variant. But if I need something that can be done in a week or two, kvass or found out ginger beer is really easy to make, like
Oh, I
non-alcoholic.
like
Just
this.
yeah.
I love ginger beer.
I read on a Bundaberg glass that they make it in 2 days. I was like, all right, if they can do it in two
Done.
days, I can do it in a week. So Greasy Panda Grog is that. Again, all of these are on Greasy Panda Gaming. They're open
We're
channels for people to post in.
I love it.
Yeah.
We're gonna add brewer to the resume as well. Continue.
The local
Oh my
meadery
gosh.
is great in casual conversation. Maybe you should come out to Montana, Andrew.
There we go. Local meadery, yeah. Let's we're all actually gonna come visit you in Montana. You've convinced all of us. We're gonna go drifting. I'm gonna take some Dramamine before we do that. Or I'm gonna drive and then we'll head on over to the local meadery.
These
love
things are
it.
very easy to set up.
Oh my gosh, that's
Just
awesome.
saying. And then the
And
last
then
two
we'll
is,
do some woodworking. It's fine.
yeah, I do have like a lathe, and I do a lot of woodworking as well. It's fun. So Greasy Panda gear, which is just,
Uh-huh.
I know how to build backpacks. I have purpose built certain things or modified things for myself, as well as there are certain tools I come across that you just it gets a certain job done so well. To my mind, it's worth having,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of where Greasy Panda gear, and it just fits the GPG thing. And then the last one was Greasy Panda Gym. We were talking about some dietary
Nice.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
AJ was part of that talk, I think. I was like,
That's
I need to
awesome.
do a Greasy Panda Gym thing because I've not really had a gym membership for more than a couple of months ever in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
apparently, I've got a weirdly good, strong grip just from constantly lifting transmissions, wheels,
Wrench
engine
too.
components, wrenching. Yeah,
Yep.
just life. So that's the quick run through of the
Just like,
GPG affiliates. Josh had the grand idea of what if we do something bigger down the line, and I just put in for Panda Zaibatsu, which was his idea, and I
okay,
absolutely loved it.
okay.
So we rolled with it, and I think that's just Japanese for enterprise.
Oh, that's adorable. That's
Yeah,
adorable. You have
so
your
everything should fall under that
corporation
blanket.
to kind of fall underneath
Yeah,
that. You can have the
that
pseudo
way,
corporations.
if anything else takes off, who knows what the future holds, then yeah.
I
It's
mean,
already
our
covered, and it allows me to
right.
copyright all my logos.
Perfect. Our 50 million viewers on here are going to ensure that you take off, so don't worry about
Woo!
that. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's awesome. That's awesome, friend. So like Greasy Panda Gaming, right? You're telling us that you've done like some beta testing, some alpha testing, stuff like that, which is awesome. What got you into gaming in the first place?
Um, when I was a kid, we would go out and visit my grandparents in Plentywood, Montana,
Mm-hmm.
and I would get tired of my uncles watching the same boring stuff on television, like the weather, and all of the adult
Deer hunting.
conversations happening. Deer hunting
Mm-hmm.
was a very, very much a big thing they talked about that
Yep.
I didn't have an interest in at the time. Well, one of my uncles who isn't that much older than me had a Nintendo Entertainment System hooked up to a TV, and he would let me
Mm-hmm.
play it back in his room. So I would play Mario kind of endlessly.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
then he got a PlayStation at one point, and I had friends who had games, and I was always kind of enamored with them, especially being an only child growing up in the middle of nowhere. There's only so much you can do to entertain yourself, playing with dogs and horses and cats. So,
So
yeah, got
what
drawn in
got you
there.
into, yeah, so you started with video games. What got you over to tabletop?
Video games explored franchises I really liked, Star Wars being very much among them. I wore out
Mm-hmm.
at least 2 sets of the VHS tapes back in the day. I have one functional set left,
Nice.
but
Treasure them. They will one day be worth something.
yeah, I got into a little bit of improv. I did the school plays and things growing up, and then
Mm-hmm.
that led to during the school year, if their local theater, community theater, was doing a play, I would partake, and then I got to do a couple vaudeville shows that are very improv-y, and the
Yes.
acting was fun. And I had friends who always liked D&D.
Mm-hmm.
They could never really get me into it. Something about it just never quite sat well with me. To date, Sammy and then my friend Tyler are the only ones who have run D&D games that I genuinely enjoyed, and I've played a
I
lot.
would I think I would love to play in Sammy's game
Oh, it's so fun.
sometime. Yeah,
She's a
she seems
great
like she'd be
GM.
an awesome jam.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
So Josh and my buddy Tyler knew that I liked Star Wars. I got
Mm-hmm.
invited over to Tyler's, and we played a game, and I didn't understand it. And then Josh let me get away with way too much in his campaign. because it's my first character and I wanted to
That's
be good
a
at
good
everything.
GM, right? And how
Oh
many
man.
people did you murder as a murder hobo?
Oh, well, I wasn't good at rolling. I remember getting my sword stuck in a stormtrooper's chest and then losing it for the rest of the fight. Um, yeah, that it kind of took off from there with the RPGs.
That's awesome.
That was much later in life for me, but I always enjoyed, playing pretend as a kid and
Hmm.
um,
And you said
yeah.
Redwall, so you were into that kind of fantasy
Oh,
adventure thing.
yes, very much into Redwall.
Hmm. Who got you hooked on that?
Uh, so again, kid in the middle of nowhere. We moved from
Library.
Honeywood when I was about 5. Went to
Hmm.
the library, or found one at the school library, the original Redwall book, or maybe it was Martin the Warrior, because it is the one Martin the Warrior, and then Rose was the other mouse when Martin was in indentured servitude.
Hmm.
That was the first Redwall book I read. And then every time I could find another one, I absorbed it and absolutely loved it, and wrote a lot of kind of short stories and things
Oh, you
for.
wrote fanfic.
I made them my school assignments for like creative writing and things
I
like
love
that.
that.
Josh
Do
had the
you?
unfortunate drop when he helped me make my first Star Wars character of, oh, here's a short story I wrote in like 7th grade. And then I read it like 6 months later and I was like, oh no, this is the one where I started going insane with descriptors to annoy my teacher. I'm so sorry I inflicted that on you.
Can you inflict that on us? Can we upload
I
it
don't
at
think
some
it
point
still
afterwards?
exists.
Oh no, no. Oh my gosh,
If I
I'm
find it,
sad
I
about that.
will, so everybody can have a good
Perfect,
laugh.
perfect. We're also still waiting on one of Mark's original novels, but I love that. Yeah, I found my creative writing from when I was very very young, and I was like, oh God, why did I get an A on this? How did that
Well,
happen?
and that is something funny with how I ended up doing the tabletop gaming and the
Hmm.
podcasting was when I started at Mystery Ranch building backpacks. COVID hit shortly afterwards, and we went
Hmm.
into mask building because it was a thing that was
Right.
needed.
Yep.
And we had a lot of time just sitting there sewing these simple little flat masks.
Those are nice.
And I had a lot of time to sit and listen to podcasts, and Josh had
Hmm.
made recommendations to me years before about uh, Tales of the Hydian Way was a good way to learn mechanics. Never Tell Me the Pods was a good one that I listened to a lot of.
Hmm.
Well, from listening to Tales of the Hydian Way, I very quickly found obviously Dice for Brains.
Hmm.
Started listening to that and stumbled on Coruscant Knights. Started listening to that and then heard a force majeure ad and absorbed that because I didn't have such a backlog to catch up on.
Hmm.
Um,
Were you here from
and
almost the beginning?
no, I don't think so. I think I came in because I came in about 2 years ago.
Okay. How long has Coruscant Nights been on? Because I started listening probably not even 20 episodes in, and that was 2.5, that was 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah,
But still not a huge backlog.
yeah. I still am not caught up on Coruscant Knights because I also discovered Silhouette Zero, and the list goes
Yeah.
on. There are
Right,
so
right.
many. I recently discovered the Bad Form podcast and the 2 story
Hmm.
arcs they're running,
Hmm.
and yeah, they're also real fun.
I
Um,
love that.
oh god,
Hmm.
Flight Risk was a big one that I was in just I was waiting for every new episode. Still do for
I
everybody.
love that. Yes. Let's keep dropping the episodes, everybody.
Yeah, but
Dustin needs
it
them. So do
gave
I.
me that creative fuel that I hadn't felt for a few years during
Uh-huh.
my welcome, AJ. I think that was who just popped in.
That is, I think that's who just popped in because his screen is very, very yellow.
Yep. But yeah, it kind of got those creative juices going again. The Mandalorian came out. Josh decided to run a Mando campaign that we kind of petered out on. I'd
That's
like to pick it
awesome.
up for fun again someday, but
Hmm.
yeah, it just everything built up very rapidly once I had time to sit down and listen to podcasts and discover what they were about. And then we had actually recorded the very first game that I played in, and
Hmm.
it's so bad. We'll never release unless it's a Patreon reward at some point if we get that big. When
uh,
we get that big.
when exactly positive
But
thinking there.
I had the idea of releasing it because I was like, it's actually a really cool story Josh put together.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what got started all of this, and then it was Josh pushing with, if you want to do it, why don't we just try it? And then I ran into
I love
Sammy, who
it.
kind
Yep.
of wanted to do the same thing, and it was like, we've been talking about this, and this is what I have laid out, and
Hmm.
it just kind of happened.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. That's awesome. So, y'all, if you haven't, yeah, go subscribe to all of the YouTubes that exist under GPG, and then
There is only one, and there's nothing up like saved at the moment, unfortunately.
no,
Like I said,
no,
we got nuked 4-ish years ago.
no. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll just subscribe anyway, and then it'll come back.
Yeah,
How
we'll be
about that?
bringing
We're
some
just
fun things.
I like that. I like that. We will look forward to that. We'll look forward to the good. Let's see. Drunko Grog is refusing to be the list of all the channels you all had on to make the list of all the channels they had
It's
on.
okay. If you want that list, just join the Greasy Panda Gaming Discord, and
There you
everything else is
go.
there.
That's awesome. Find all the socials. Let's actually go to the chat. We've got 10 minutes left. We've had such a good time talking
Sorry.
into so much stuff. Never
I love to
apologize.
entertain. I really do.
I
So,
appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's been a long day for me. It's made my job very very easy. Got to know some really cool things about you. I'd like to know what your Eagle project was. You guys do projects for that, right?
yeah, we did. What I wanted to do was clean veterans' tombstones,
Hmm.
but there's a lot of red tape in trying to do something like that. That
Yeah.
made that. I would have had to have started when I was 13 or something to have had it done and like okay to do at 18 for my project because I was a very late completer. What I ended up doing was flattening out a couple of campgrounds at the head of the shields and putting in benches and fire pits where there had not been any previously.
Oh, nice.
And it's cool because I still go use those when I go hunting pretty often,
Oh,
or
that's
hiking,
amazing
or snowmobiling even.
because
So,
it's Montana.
oh my gosh, we get to do so much stuff. Yeah.
That is very 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 true. All right. So, let's turn to the chat now. Very important question. AJ coming in with a good question here. What is it like being a blue collar worker and a gamer? How did you combine those, and how do you let that flag fly so well? AJ says, "Thank you for repping us."
Um, so a lot of it goes to having done a million things. I've had exposure to all the different people, and
That's awesome.
people are people, and that's as far as I need to view most things. Uh, I don't get a lot of the people who get stuck up on how people identify or uh, the usual not fun to talk about areas with skin color and everything. It's not something I was really raised seeing for the most part.
Mhm.
And especially with the theater communities, everybody was kind of the same. So I kind of started seeing, especially in my dealership life and food service, where there everybody's kind of got some blue collar in them, and I think Sammy was like a security guard, and she's got the most white collar job of anybody on GPG, and I would still counter. Because yeah, it's an economic thing, not anything else really. I talk
Hmm.
about my blue collar or my redneck questions sometimes going into sessions, which unfortunately we stopped. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's just simply we all have things we like to do. Everybody's struggling with something.
Hmm.
It's the commonality with everybody kind of in our social standing, if you would. And I don't even like saying that so much, but it, thankfully, yes, thankfully, Sam. Uh, it's a walk of life that everybody seems to pass through at some time, and that's
Hmm.
really fun for me, meeting all the different people I have as a blue collar worker.
Hmm.
I mean, my favorite place to get food in Bozeman right now is a Mexican restaurant that opened up during COVID, and it started out as a food truck. And
Nice.
especially from my time in Texas, it was kind of, I know it's good because I can't understand anything when I walk up, and I also
Yes.
know they're going to be the friendliest people. The
Hmm.
construction workers that are going there, the people running the place. Um, yeah, it's really fun and cool for me. So, yeah, that's where I like flying that flag, and it just shows that, yeah, I don't have a lot of formal education. I can still podcast. Not without help, mind you, but you just got to put in the effort, and anybody can do this stuff.
Hmm.
Anybody can learn it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I love
Did
that.
I answer
Oh,
that question all right there?
kinda. Well, you answered it like you do, and I like that. So I enjoy that. AJ asked about the combination, and to me, you answered it by saying people are people. Like
Yeah,
you're just
people are
gonna
people. I
be
want
you,
everybody
and
to be
you're just
welcome
gonna
at my
see them as
table.
human beings. I love that.
Yeah,
Right
people are
there.
people.
Just
I want
sum that
everybody
up.
welcome at my table.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So let's see. I'm going to give you one more, and I've got to make it a good one. You had actually read over the chat earlier. Do you have a question that you're dying to answer?
Oh man, I almost want a lightning round them.
You want a lightning round them? We've got 4 minutes. Are you ready? Okay,
You know
here we
what?
go.
Let's do it.
What kind of music can you most often be found listening?
Oh, metal.
Okay. Let's see. What is your prized possession?
Pride possession. Chipmunk 22 single shot rifle.
Nice.
Got it
Which
from my
movie in the
grandpa.
Fast? Oh, which movie in the Fast and Furious franchise is the best, and why is it Gone in 60 Seconds?
You're mixing your franchises. I do love Gone in 60 Seconds. I'd say the first movie in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Awesome. That was a good one. I saw that in the
Our
theater.
culture.
Yes. What annoys you?
People's parking and inconsideration for others around them generally.
I like it. If your life had a theme song or a soundtrack, what would it be?
That Buddy Holly theme. Yeah.
I like it. Maybe all may not know. We saw Vader earlier. You have the cutest Vader in existence. What breed are they?
He is a Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu. How many
Yep.
dice do you own?
Uh, the little D20 square sets that everybody buys? I have
Mm-hmm.
6 sets of those. And then between Josh and I, we have probably 5 sets of the Star Wars dice. So,
Ah,
roughly 100 die.
nice. Okay, okay. What is a great compliment?
Great compliment is a heartfelt compliment that isn't overthought.
Ooh, I like it. What's your favorite part about living where you live?
The large amount of things to do and the great food. I can go race, I can go snowboard, I can get Scandinavian to Mexican to Italian food. We got a good Thai joint as well.
Oh, I love Thai food. See, we're all just going to come visit you. That's all it is.
But,
If you
yeah, by all means.
Oh yes, Billings, Montana. I've been there. If you could have one famous person sit down and game with you for an entire campaign, who would it be?
Terry
And
Crews.
why would it be me? Oh, well, okay, that's fair. Who would not have Terry Crews? Who would not have Terry Crews?
Right?
Which Star Wars movie is your go-to Star Wars movie?
Ooh. I think it's Empire still.
It's Empire. Okay,
I think
okay.
so.
Who is your favorite character that Sammy hasn't met yet? We're lightning round. We're just going through.
Wait, that Sammy hasn't met?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that question means.
This is from Sammy. She left this. Who is your favorite character that she hasn't met yet?
Asadai Jasra.
Okay. Okay.
My first character.
Awesome. I love that. We're not going to say any more about it, though. I want to go into. Oh my God. Okay.
We can always do a part 2 if you want.
We can. Last question. Who is your favorite voice on Greasy Panda Gaming, and why is it Sam?
Well, it is Sam because he has got that. No matter what I've heard him in, even the Table Talk episodes that he did with Nightcast, he has the little sing-songy but kind of joking. It's almost the Rick Moranis cadence. There's a little upturn in a lot of how he presents things, and it's just fun and makes me smile. Very close second would be Josh, because if anybody needs somebody to just like read intros, oh my gosh, Josh does like opening crawl readings so good. He's just got a very recordable voice.
Awesome. Well, Josh, Dustin is getting you some work on here, which is awesome. We are going to have to
already record for Flight Risk.
There you go. You can record for more. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But where else can we can find your Discord at? Excuse me, I did so well up until now. We can find your Discord at Greasy Panda Gaming ?
Yep. I will shoot that into the. I'll just invite Andrew real quick.
There we go. There we go. Andrew will post it everywhere. Thank you, Andrew, for that.
Yep.
It's going to be amazing. So Andrew will be posting that, and it'll be on the YouTubes. It'll be in the Behind the Mask.
There are also links in the description of our last few episodes of the podcast.
Awesome. And y'all can check them out. Greasy Panda Gaming. Check out their stuff. It'll be amazing. So it's a great Discord with lots of things to do, says AJ. So hop on over to that Discord. Friends, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Dustin, thank you so much for telling us about your incredibly interesting life. We'll, for everyone who's here, we'll be hopping over into the what's it called? The general chat after this. For those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. We are taking a month off next month, and then we will be back with new theme music. I was promised new theme music, apparently for the year anniversary. We've been doing this a year. I know, right?
Congrats.
I didn't know that happened. Thanks. It's the best.
We hit a year on Star Wars Podcast Day for Greasy Panda Gaming, so.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
1 year. 1 year is where it's at. I love it. I love it. So, friends, that's all we got for tonight. Thank you for joining us. And this is the part where we smile and look adorable as they play us out.